It is Thursday, July 14th. We're in Washington, D.C., and we're heading to the Capitol building.
So this is just after we had left the Spy Museum, and it's shortly in the early afternoon part, and we're walking on Independence Avenue, and here we're passing the National Museum of American Indian, which is a cool design. Our tour guide later tells us that it's one of his favorites inside there, but we didn't get a chance to actually pop in. The day was very warm and hot, and we just wanted to get to the Capitol Hill building.
But it's a very unique building.
And again, it's one of the Smithsonian's free museums, so we could have had popped in there, but in light of time, we decided to just bypass it and see what their external exhibits were.
Yes.
So this is still en route to...
That's the front of the building.
Yep. It looks very Guggenheimish.
It does.
With the curves. And the whole place here is the native area from the past.
So we can see the Capitol building in the distance?
Yep. And we're going to pass through 3rd Street, 2nd Street, and 1st. So there's a Capitol Hill building still at a distance. This is the reflection pool, and right over there is General Grant on horseback.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he had led through the Civil Wars. This pool of water, again, it's very symbolic. Lots of water spaces along this length of the memorials. And
James
Campbell.
Is it James Campbell? Maybe.
So we are just going around this water, and again, just the statues here are all life-size and very impressive. And again, the General Grant picture is looking towards the Washington Monument.
Yep.
So everything faces everyone, really, and the center is really the Washington Monument, which is the beginning of the story of the United States of America as an independent country.
Yes.
So once we got here, we're like, how do we now get to the U.S. Capitol building? And we can see that it's under some sort of renovation and reconstruction. We couldn't really go straight up the steps. We had to go around the building, and there were some signs to indicate how long the walk would be to get there.
To get to the Welcome Center. But unfortunately, the Welcome Center was closed. I think they had an event going on.
Right. So we had just some footage here quickly just to see going up the steps, but we couldn't even get up the blocked steps at
There's
this
some
point.
guards there.
And then I wonder how many more are hidden.
Yeah, that's it. Who are these people with their cameras?
So from this vantage point, of course, we can see through and through the Washington Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial, straight through this mall. Again, the design is pretty cool.
Here's a nice view. This is like from the
south
corner.
side. Yeah. And so we can see it's another...
There's the front. And I think there's an event going on.
Yeah.
A lot of parked cars.
They wouldn't let us through.
People
we were
walking
not
in.
VIPs enough.
No.
So instead, I'm like, let's go and try to see what we can, but let's proceed to the Library of Congress, which is just behind it. And the Library of Congress was built after they ran out of space, filling up the Capitol Hill with all the books that they've had on their knowledge of everything that they could possibly have.
Here's the Library of Congress.
And it's we needed time tickets, and I didn't know that either. I thought you could just walk in. So good thing that there were slots that were readily available in the time frame that we were there, so we were just able to walk through once I registered online. And again, what would people have done without their iPhones?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
You couldn't just register. There's no kiosk on site to register, so you really need a device somehow. And so we thought that the entry was going upstairs, and as we saw the signs, it says the opening is underneath the stairs. And in addition to it being the Library of Congress, Thomas Jefferson also bequeathed his entire library collection to this location. So we can see so many murals, so many paintings of all of the muses for arts and architecture and literature, busts of previous historical figures, the painting and the ceiling work and all the architecture inside. It's next level ornate. It's pretty amazing how people were able to create such masterpieces like this. The librarians of Congress, from the years that they spent serving it.
There's a current one, 2016.
And again, everything is spectacular.
Yeah, I've never seen a library like this, have you?
No. And they also have like the different genres of subjects of literature around there. So they have something like romance or comedy.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Architecture. It's all under the top heading of all those paintings.
Oh, I see.
So one of the things I actually wanted to visit here when we first came was the Gutenberg Bible. And Gutenberg is the very first person who tried to invent the printing press.
Oh.
So before that, scribes were trained to write and copy the Bible. The Bible was, of course, the biggest information for religion. And scribes and monks would be writing out the Bible. And that would be their life's work project.
So that's what that was.
And Gutenberg is the first to make little printing caps. He was a stationery maker. And so he was a metalsmith and a jewelry maker. So he was able to make the font. And then in a year, he was able to print out 100 books, where it would take one monk a lifetime to create one Bible.
So it's like a typewriter.
Yeah, so that Gutenberg Bible is one of 3 that's all intact and still in pristine condition from when it was first created. All other Gutenberg Bibles are now disposed of. Or in pieces. We took the elevator upstairs to go to the second floor to see more of the Library of Congress. And again, we are able to see more of the details of the work, a staircase going up for us to view the reading room. I didn't know how to get into the reading room.
Yeah.
But it looked cool.
Because we saw tourists in there.
Yes, in there.
Maybe you need a special pass.
And then we walked through an exhibit and we could actually go to the Library of Thomas Jefferson. And they have it just presented in a circular room like this. Yeah. So it's all in glass casing.
The books with the green ribbons are the original books.
And so these are what he would read to help him dictate his letters, dictate all of the writings that he had left. He read a lot about agriculture because, again, he was also first and foremost a farmer in his estate before he was part congressman, and then, of course, became the ambassador for the United States of America to France.
So these are the original books.
Lots of the green
Probably
ribbons.
Will fall apart if it comes out of that.
Yes, exactly. So it
glass
has to
case.
be humidity safe, light safe. Otherwise, there should be damage to these books if exposed to those kinds of factors. Same like old pieces of art. Very condition controlled.
And then you can see here the different categories of books: music,
and in
fine arts.
In this circular space, when you talk, your voice actually bounces from the ceiling down.
Yeah.
So your voice actually reverberates. Here we are at a vantage point, as we can see where the reading rooms are, so people can actually borrow a book and read.
But we don't know how to get in there.
I don't know how to get in there to read because I don't think we even looked. Maybe it was on the first floor again, but around this time we were also getting quite spent with having to walk all morning long and haven't had a meal yet.
Here's just the view of the Capitol building from the library window.
And everything is basically sealed. Like, it looks like you can have walked out into the balcony, but it was closed off, really.
And then this is the gift shop. They have a gift shop in the library.
So a lot of, again, cool, kitschy stuff. And
Hayden got a yo-yo.
It says Library of Congress.
You got this cool coaster.
It's a coaster that has pictures or a print of the books of Thomas Jefferson. So not a big souvenir, but again, I just didn't want too many things. I wanted something portable. Lots of fun grandma bags, and if you know me, I love these called reading bags or grandma bags.
Your coaster was this print.
Yes. So I was very close to getting another kind of these, bags I use for groceries or toting
That's
things
a big
around.
coin.
But I passed. So here on our way out.
I think we're going to head for lunch.
Yes, we're back on Independence Avenue. And we're going to walk over to 7th to go to Carmines.
So Carmines, we first went to Carmines in Las Vegas.
Years and years ago, and it's an Italian restaurant that's serving family style.
So what family style is they have a huge portion, put it on the table, and you're supposed to share. It's not an individual dish per person.
So when you first look at the pricing, you're like, whoa, it's so much for lasagna, but it really feeds 4 to 5 people, although that's really equivalent to 2 to 3 of us. So they served us some free bread. And
so Tristan and I shared a 42-ounce steak.
Yep. We also got some grilled veggies there with broccoli, and we had the family-style lasagna.
Yeah.
And you had it medium well.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
And then Hayden was looking for some chicken bread.
So on our walk back, we saw the arena where the Washington Capitals and Washington Wizards play.
Yeah. So this is still kind of part of Chinatown, actually, this section here.
Capital One Arena.
I see. And we're just trying to walk back up to New York Street so we can pop in back into our hotel to rest for a little bit in the afternoon.
We're going to do the Moonlight Night Tour.
Moonlight, Monuments by Moonlight is what
Monuments
it's
by Moonlight.
Here is the gate of the Chinatown area.
So this is cool. Ford's Theater.
Yep. Ford's Theater is the theater where Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by Booth many years ago. And right across, his wounded body was carried over to this house. And it's still noted that this is the house where Lincoln died. So they've kept it as is. We are just on our way to the tour right now. But the Ford Theater is right by the area where we meet the bus tour group.
Yep.
But the area there is very much dedicated to Lincoln. Okay. There's a brunch place in there. This is the Washington Welcome Center. It has just a lot of knickknacks, a lot of souvenirs that has to do, of course, with Washington, D.C., the presidents, the monuments, candy.
Yeah, busts.
Shirts.
We didn't get anything.
We
just went in to use the bathroom before our tour. The tour will be in another video.
But a lot of different knickknacks that we can get, or tourists can get.
Yep.
So
and you can already see the lineup
for the tour. So we just wanted to get in line. So
ours was 7:30.
We wouldn't. Yeah. So again, it's another timed frame tour that we actually booked when we first arrived in Washington D.C. But it was raining torrentially that evening, and luckily we were able to delay our tour for today. There's a store there called Lincoln's Waffle Shop. And again, here we are. Recap of our pictures.